Hi everyone, it's Patty here from Relatively Refined, and I'm excited for today's video. I'm going to take you with me to a hospital charity thrift store called Replays. I will show you some pretty things that were there, and we'll come back and I'll show you what I got. I'm also going to take you with me to a pick your own flower farm, specifically so we can pick some sunflowers, which are gorgeous this time of year here locally in Vermont. And I'll show you how I cut them and arrange them in a pretty vase. And finally, I'm going to share with you a really exciting surprise that we have at the Relatively Refined shop. That is what today's video is, so you're definitely going to want to stick around. All right, Relatively Refined friends, we have some very exciting news. Relatively Refined and on our online shop, we are now offering curated surprise gift boxes. We're so excited to tell you about these curated surprise gift boxes. They all have a different inspiration. There are 4 of them. 2 are seasonal. One is a vintage Christmas inspiration. One is a nostalgic New England fall. One is steeped in stories, and one is called Birds and Bees. So let's start with the nostalgic New England fall box. This one captures the essence of fall in New England. As you know, the 3 sisters, we are from New England. So this box contains items that definitely evoke fall in specifically Vermont, but really fall in New England. I think you will be inspired by all of the items in it. They appeal to all your 5 senses. When you look at these items, when you feel them and smell them, you will be transported to fall in New England. Then we have the vintage Christmas inspiration box. This was inspired by our sisters, our love for Christmas. There is, and specifically old world Christmas. So this box will delight you if you love a good old-fashioned classic Christmas. And then the other 2 boxes, Steeped in Stories, is for the book and tea lover in your life. And I'll bet you can figure out which sister had a hand in this one. If you guessed Paula, you would be correct. Paula has carefully curated the items for this gift box. It is all about books and tea, 2 of her favorite things. She is a voracious reader, and each item in this box will absolutely evoke a cozy evening curled up with a cup of tea and a good book. Perfect gift for the book lover and tea lover in your life. And finally, the 4th box is my personal favorite. It is the Birds and the Bees. In that box, it is all things that were inspired by our feathered friends and pollinators. You know I love to work out in my garden, and I am so invested in all those pollinators. And of course, we all love our birds. Kathleen is a bird watcher. Paula has her beautiful bluebirds. So we are totally obsessed with birds. And this box I particularly love because I love birds, I love bees, I love my garden, and this box really hits that home. So a few things about the boxes. Like I said, they are carefully curated. Each one is a little bit different because some of them will contain pre-loved items that we curated, carefully selected for you. So there may be a vintage surprise that we have selected in the box. Other than that, they all are, like I said, the same retail value. So the boxes are on the website right now, and let me explain a few important things you will need to know about purchasing these boxes. The fall box and the Christmas box are pre-orders. So what you're going to want to do with a pre-order is you will purchase it now, and it will ship out at a later date. The specific dates are on the website, and I will not get them correct, but I believe the fall box ships somewhere around the 3rd week of September, and the Christmas box ships out the tail end of November. The other 2 boxes, the Birds and the Bees box and the Steeped in Stories box, are ready for immediate shipping. You can certainly send them as gifts. They come with a beautiful letter from us organizing. So there is a limited number. When they sell out, unfortunately. So you're going to want to keep that in mind, and you're going to want to go right over to relativelyrefined.com and go ahead and order your gift box. I cannot wait for you to see them. I hope you love them as much as we have loved putting them together. And I'm so excited that we are able to share that with you. Hey, it's me hopping on because I forgot another important detail, and that is that the mystery boxes, these gift boxes, must be ordered separately. We cannot combine that order with anything else from the shop, and that strictly has to do with shipping. So you're welcome to order anything else from the shop, but if you want a mystery box, that is a separate order. I hope that's clear. So I had to do some returns at Target in South Burlington, Vermont, and right near there is a charity thrift store called Replays. It is a charity for the hospital, and I don't pop in there very much for a few reasons, but I thought today I would, and I was glad I did. Right off the bat, I spotted this super cute Spode Tea for One set, which I thought was adorable. And I love these Santa mugs. The vintage ones were marked, I think it was $3, and it said as is. They are, as you can see, in very rough shape, but cute to see them out and about on the shelves. And then this larger one right here is not vintage, and it is marked $2, made in China. But such a cute face, so cheery, and I was so happy to see him. This I absolutely loved. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It kind of looks like a mug or some type of pitcher, but I just thought it was so beautiful. It is Booth's China from England, and I love the bow on it. That's what I really loved. The pink bow reminded me so much of my daughter. That was marked $4 as is, originally $12. And then I love this section with all the china from Limoges, France. So beautiful. And this footed dish I particularly loved. And that was marked, I think $12. Beautiful. And then my eagle eye spotted this Lenox candlestick back there. I do love Lenox. So simple and pretty. I think that was marked $5. And this thrift store always has a decent selection of Waterford. And their prices are on the high side for thrifting, but a great value if you want to add to your collection. I thought this was an interesting piece. It was iron, a mirror with pretty scrolling, and sconces for $25. And then I couldn't resist the bean pots. I'm a New England girl, and my mother makes the best baked beans, so I had to just show you the bean pots. And they had all different sizes, ranging from $10 to $25. This bubble glass I thought was really pretty. I think it's Jeanette glass, and my sister Paula recently found some at a thrift store. These were marked individually, which is one of the reasons I don't love going to this thrift store. Is like the cups are marked $16 and the saucers for $16. So I don't know why you would do that. You wouldn't just mark it as a set, but they are marked individually. Very pretty. And then, of course, I had to stop and look at this tin tray. This is Homestead in Spring, the Currier and Ives tray. $5 is a fair price. That was in really good shape. But I have a one that is a tall ship or clipper ship
that I now keep up year round. So I didn't get that one. And then I thought this was a pretty set of dishes. There is a bowl with an underplate. This is narumi. I'm likely pronouncing that wrong, but it is made in Japan, and it was quite an extensive collection. They were so pretty, but again, priced individually. So if you wanted to add to your collection, this is a great way to do it. But if you're looking for a full set, like this little bowl I'm holding was $5. So it gets very pricey quickly. But I did want to show you all the variety. And now we will head back home and I'll show you what I purchased at Replays.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that little trip to the thrift store. That is a charity thrift store. It is part of a charity for the hospital, for the UVM Medical Center, and it is called Replays. It is in South Burlington, Vermont. I don't typically go to this store very often. It does have beautiful things for a couple reasons. It's a little bit farther out for me. Their inventory doesn't change as much and their prices are a little high. However, they do have gorgeous things. And what I have found there is if you are looking for a beautiful piece for a collection, you have a good chance of finding it. There's not chips, there's not marks, they're beautifully displayed. They have a pretty consistent collection of Waterford crystal. They have gorgeous china. So it is really fun to look at, but it's not, for me, it's not the same as going to like a thrift store where the inventory is changing and you kind of find the little hidden gems. They're not hidden gems. They are right there for you to admire. So it's just a little bit of a different vibe going there. And so I don't go as often, but when I do typically find something. That is where I got my cabbageware plates, my Bordalo Pinero. You know, I can never pronounce that. I think that's how it's pronounced, from Portugal. I got those plates there. So you pay up, but you can get exactly what you want in a pristine condition. It is for a good cause. It is a charity. So it's a feel-good experience. It's just not one that I typically go to. But since I did need to make some returns at Target, which is across the street, and go to Trader Joe's, which is next door, I did want to pop in and see. And you saw how many beautiful things there were, but what I got, well, first it started before I even went in the store. Outside, they had some tubs with some sale items, and I found a little tub of smalls, like some individual spoons, so a few individual teacups, and I found a salt cellar. So it was marked 50 cents, which is fantastic. It has a little bit of a crown design on it. I'm not sure what, that's probably not the correct term, but it has the jagged top, like it looks like a top of a crown to me, and a cute little pattern with wheat and stars. And I just loved it. So I grabbed this before I even went in and figured, okay, worth popping in. I'm here anyway. So I grabbed this for 50 cents, and then I walked in the door and it was like a beacon shining on this one beautiful shiny item. And I just went straight to it and grabbed it and gritted my teeth, hoping that it wasn't outrageously expensive. So let me show you what I got. I got this beautiful champagne bucket. I love these. This is my third one. I have one that I purchased online from, I think, an Instagram shop or eBay. I cannot remember. And then my sister Paula found one at a thrift store for, I think it was under $10, which is unbelievable. I do need to polish that one again. And then I saw this one, which in my opinion is in the best shape of all of them. It is this beautiful shiny silver plate. It has the gorgeous details on the handle. And to me, there is nothing more classically colonial than this in a home. I just love silver and silver plate. So I was super excited. I grabbed it immediately and I started carrying it around with me, but the store was like really tight. So then I had them put it behind the counter. And I should add, the price is here on the bottom. It was $25. So I thought that was a super fair price. These go for considerably more than that in antique shops. And honestly, in the antique shops here, I just don't even see them. So this was a good find. I definitely paid twice that for the one I bought online. And that was even before they became super popular. So the fact that Paula found one for under $10 is unreal. But for $25 in this condition, I scooped that up so fast. I had them put it behind the counter and I could hear throughout my shopping, is that for sale? Is that? So I was so nervous that they were going to have a shift change and somebody wouldn't realize that it was being held, that I kind of wrapped up my shopping quickly. And I was okay with that because this was really the score for me. So this champagne bucket came home with me for $25. Now, a couple things I love to do with these. There's so many seasonal things you can do with them. My favorite thing is at the holidays to put a tree in them. It can be a live tree or a faux tree, little potted tree in these. And that is my very favorite thing. I have faux trees because it's just easier and I can save them year to year. So I love the look of using it as a tree stand for the holidays. In the fall, this is gorgeous with pheasant feathers, absolutely beautiful. The other thing I love to do in the spring is put pussy willows in these. You've seen my pussy willows that I have cut and dried. I've also purchased some from Trader Joe's. And then in the summer, what I like to do is put a faux boxwood topiary ball, which brings me to the next thing that I found. At that same hospital charity thrift store, I found a faux boxwood ball. This is plastic. It came with a plaid ribbon, so I think the idea is to hang it up like a kissing ball. And this was $3. And I have this exact one that I got at TJ Maxx that I think was $20, $17.99 maybe. I'll show you. It's identical. So these are fabulous. You can hang them up in the winter like a kissing ball. But what I like to do is flip it over and put it in some kind of an urn or vessel. And if it has the string on it, you can actually tie it to a weight. And if you want to put it outside, it won't blow away. The wind here is I would need some kind of unbelievable weight to keep it in. But it's perfect in this champagne bucket. You just pop it in that side down. And it gives a super elevated, very Southern living look to it. And I love this. So you can obviously do a live boxwood in here. I've seen people put live rosemary, which gives off a nice look. I do not do well with live plants indoors. My green thumb is limited to outside. So I do like the looks of faux boxwood or topiaries in these. I think it looks great. So this was $25, this was $3, and the little salt cellar for 50 cents were the items that I purchased at that beautiful Replays hospital charity thrift store. Okay, so this is definitely not staying here, but I just wanted to show you how pretty this champagne bucket is with that faux boxwood topiary inside of it. Isn't that gorgeous? And if you can hear the wind outside, it is so windy today. Crazy. So there is that. And I'm sure it's dark in here, but I'm just going to put this little salt cellar in here with the others. I think that looks adorable there. These are the spoons my sister Kathleen gave me. And they go with the salt cellars, but they're so cute. I even left the ribbon on them because I loved it.
Today is a beautiful late summer day, and I thought you might enjoy a ride, about 15-minute drive from my home to Fairfield, Vermont, to the Heart and Soil Flower Farm, where we are going to pick sunflowers. I wasn't sure what to expect as I had never been here before, so I brought a bucket of water and my clippers, but I didn't end up needing them at all. And look at this setting. What a gorgeous farm. There are beautiful cows, and you just park right in this little field, and there are very clear instructions. There were jars of water to put the flowers in as you're picking, paper towels so you could wet them and wrap them around your stems, and of course clippers. So this made it super easy. And then you just would wrap your flowers in the wet paper towel and leave the jar down below where it indicates. The sunflowers were $2 a stem. And you could also do a $20 fill a vase with a limit of 5 sunflower stems and any one of these beautiful flowers. And I was completely enamored with these colors, reds and yellows and white. It's just absolutely beautiful. I ended up just picking the sunflowers, but it was really tempting to not make a bouquet. And I have seen several pictures on social media of families coming up here, having their pictures taken in the sunflowers. It's just absolutely lovely, clean and peaceful, and just a great way to spend a little bit of time. And there were even directions on how to cut them. You want to go down, I think 6 to 9 inches below the flower, and of course clip where the leaves meet. It was really fun. The hardest part was trying to select which flowers I wanted. I think I ended up getting 6 or 7 stems. I can't remember. But it was really hard to choose. Resist this huge rust-colored one. I thought it was so beautiful. And I did bring gloves, but didn't wear them, and I kind of regretted that because I was super itchy afterward. But anyway, so much fun. I could have stayed there all day long. Here is a lovely overview of Heart and Soil Farm and the flower picking area. And of course, you'll get to see these adorable cows. And yes, female cows can have horns. And I had brought a bucket of water, so my flowers were all set to be put into their proper vases. I have my hands full with these. Aren't they gorgeous?
Okay, tell me it is late summer in Vermont without telling me it's late summer in Vermont. Sunflowers, can you see over here? Tomatoes, more tomatoes. I mean, tomatoes everywhere. So it's definitely, and I have a huge container of spaghetti squash, and cucumbers are still coming. So it is harvest time in Vermont. But it's hard to see anything over these gorgeous sunflowers that I just picked at the flower farm. And I brought a bucket of water. She did have water there. You could put wet paper towels and keep your stems. But I had prepared, I brought a bucket of water, and they were $2 a sunflower. And I got mostly the traditional yellow with the brown center, but I couldn't resist this one. Isn't that gorgeous?
And it's right about here that my microphone died, so you're going to see my lips moving, not in sync with the voice. So I apologize for that. But I am basically just showing you a couple of options to put the sunflowers in. I have a farmhouse white pitcher, which I think is sort of the quintessential look for sunflowers. But I also show you this clear vase because I like the top of it has a narrower opening, and with the heavy sunflowers, you do have to think about the weight disbursement, and you want sort of as narrow an opening as you can get with them so they are not falling over and breaking. I then just show you what I use for a flower food solution. This is just warm water with about a tablespoon of sugar and a tablespoon of white vinegar. The white vinegar will cut down on the bacteria, and the sugar will act as a food for the flowers. So that is the solution I use with all of my flowers. And of course, you're going to want to cut the leaves off. You do not want any leaves submerged in water. This encourages bacterial growth. So all of these leaves are going to go. Now you can leave some leaves toward the top that would not be in water, and I think that's a lovely look, but you certainly want to cut them off so they are not going to be submerged in the water. And then of course I always cut my stems on a very heavy angle. In the end, I opted to put the sunflowers in this classic white pitcher. I just thought it really completed the look. It's very farmhouse, very Vermont, and I just thought it was the perfect accompaniment to those beautiful fresh picked flowers. And of course, the tomatoes nearby kind of pushed me over the edge as far as wanting that farmhouse look. It really, if you had a plaid tablecloth, that would just be perfect for these. And sunflowers were among my father's favorite flowers, so having them around sure makes me feel close to him. And finally, there's a lot of research about flowers in your home and the joy that they can bring and the stress that they can lower. So any chance I can to have flowers in my home, I welcome. And maybe you'll consider bringing somebody you love some sunflowers to brighten their day and their mood. And if you don't like bringing sunflowers into your home, maybe because of allergies or insects, I would highly recommend, if you have a U-pick area or even a sunflower field near you, that you go and spend some time amongst them. It's really hard not to be happy when you're looking at these sunny flowers. It really does lift the spirits and is good for the soul. So spend some time with flowers.
All right, everyone, that's all I have for you today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I want to thank you for spending some time with me. If you haven't done so, will you please subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that you will not miss an upload. It really means so much to us. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what you thought, what you loved. What do you think of our gift boxes? Let me know what you think of that charity thrift store. Did you enjoy seeing the sunflower farm? Let us know. We do read and respond to the comments. It means so much to us. All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining me today, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.